Hey everybody, how's it going? Coming to you today because I've got a new tent for us to look at. What have I got? Well, you've already read the title of it, so you know. I have the brand new Zpacks Plex Solo. Now this tent is one of their brand new ones. It's a single person tent, single trekking pole needed to set it up. It's tiny, it's lightweight. I am really excited for this one. So let me get all this crap out of the way. We'll get started setting it up. The Plex Solo is the newest tent in Zpacks lineup. It requires one trekking pole, a minimum of 6 stakes, and up to 10 stakes if you guy out everything. Your trekking pole has to be able to go up to 52 inches. So I'm going to set mine a little over 52. That way the tip can stick into the ground. And I'll still be at 52. According to the instructions, all you should have to do is lay the tent out, stake your 4 corners, insert your trekking pole, and then use the rest of your stakes to guy everything out. So it comes with all the guide line already on it, comes with instructions and with the Dyneema stuff sack, but it does not come with the stakes. I'm using just some cheap mini groundhogs that I already had on hand. So let's see how we set this dude up. I'm gonna have you watch in real time, and this is my first time setting it up. That way you got an idea on what it takes and how long for you to set it up. It said to pull the 4 corners out at roughly a 45-degree angle. So far, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You take your trekking pole, find your reinforced center here, and you're going to put your handle up inside there. On the front here, you've got a knot. That knot is meant to be there. That is where you stake it, and then you pull it back for the hooks to hook to the door. I'll show you that. Here's your little hook, little T-hook. Bring it back. Attached to the doors. And then you just pull the slack through your, right there. Doors are set. On the back side, Got to pull out the rest of these guy lines. That right there is the 6 stake minimum. That's what it looks like. We're going to go ahead and install the rest of the stakes so that we can get as much volume as possible inside. You've got 2 stakes that go, or 2 lines that go in the back, and then you've got 2 on each side to pull out your head and foot. Lastly, we've got these 2 back here. We're going to pull those out. There you go. That's everything needed to set up the Plex Solo. Now, on the door, you can undo one side or the other or both. They will roll up out of your way. And you've got a toggle here on the side to toggle the doors. There you go. Giant rainbow zipper for the door. There's a lot of room inside here. Wow, a lot of room. I'll bring you inside so you can see. So, in the center here, plenty of room between my head and the top. Now, I am 5'11" and approximately 200 pounds. I got pretty wide shoulders. I'll throw a pad in here so you can see that. I mean, lots of room there. Plenty of room to set up. I've got room on both sides. My shoulder's not touching inside. You can see my feet. Plenty of room bathtub floor. Oh yeah, this is nice. This is nice and very well made. Okay, I'm gonna throw some gear in here so you'll see what that looks like now. Okay, I'm sitting inside. I've got one side closed to act as a windbreak or rain or whatever, and to protect my pack. So my pack's sitting outside, covered up by one of the doors. I wanted to show you all the room that's inside here. I've got my puffy at the head. I've got my CPAP machine, some clothes, all of that. My pillow fully inflated, nice and hard. I'm sitting on my therm-a-rest X-Therm. This is the wide regular. So you can see plenty of room between my head and the tent. That's on a pillow, on an X-Therm fully inflated. My shoulders, I've got room. Bathtub floor, I've got room on each side. I could actually even scoot this way, be a little bit closer to the opening. Plenty of room, set up, lay down. I've got tons of storage here beside me. I said this is a 25-inch wide pad. Tons of storage here along the top. Down there's my feet. Plenty of room if I even throw them inside the quilt. There we go. So I got a couple inches of room before my quilt hits the floor. Got tons of room over here on the side. Over here as well. Here we are laying down inside. I'm on a wide regular X-Therm. I have my pillow fully inflated, and I've got plenty of room between my head. About 7 inches, 8 inches between my head and the top of the tent. I got tons of room beside me in the bathtub floor here. Up here, I've got puffy coat. I've got just a dry bag of clothes. I've got my CPAP machine. All of that, still got plenty of room. No issues at all. You can see all of this beside me. Tons of room beside me. Now, once again, 25-inch wide pad, and it's about 12 inches between the pad and the back. Down here at the foot, I got my feet inside the quilt. I've got a couple inches between the tent and the quilt. As long as you don't kick up real high, you should be fine. Zip up the net. You can operate it one hand, which is nice. Went all the way up and around. Lots of room in here. I'm holding my arm all the way up to hold the camera so you can see. And like I said, this is a 25-inch pad. I like it. You've got a nice overhang. So even if you have both doors open, both doors are open, you've still got an overhang that would keep water from you. Can set totally up on top of the pad, and I've still got tons of room before my head hits. I really like this tent. This thing is nice. Let me get back outside and I'll have you have a look at it without me in it. This is what it looks like from the outside with one door closed. You can see you can easily fit your bag in there. You have plenty of room to set out and cook. You've got a giant bathtub floor. Thing is tall. This is, like I said, a 25-inch wide pad. And you've got all the way from over there to all the way to over here. Tons of room. Store all sorts of gear, or a dog. Maybe your child could even fit over there if you had a youngin'. Go ahead and go into full storm mode. See if I can do this one-handed. So there's your little T-hook. Your doors just kind of crisscross each other. Give you protection. So that's what it looks like in full storm shutdown mode. From the back, here you are looking kind of underneath your doors. If you lowered your trekking pole a little bit, then you could drop the door some if you were getting too much wind. In direct sunlight, it is pretty transparent. So if you're a modest person, that might be something to think about. There is the off chance that someone could kind of see through. And you can obviously see where my pillow is. You can see where the quilt is. So that's just something for you to think about if you're a modest person. If you're on this side, the side that has the sun is reflecting off of it and you can't see in as well. The only time you can see in really well is when the sun is on the opposite side from you. You can see how there's my pillow. You can obviously make out the ridges in it. Come to this side and the sun reflection on the material kind of washes it out to where you can't see in as well. So as you can see, getting out and getting back in is pretty easy. It is kind of low, or it seems kind of low at first, but once you climb in and out a couple of times, it's not bad. It's definitely doable and no worse than a lot of other tents that are out there. Now, something that I was curious about is from inside here, can you close the doors if it starts raining on you? If you have one door already done and it starts to rain or weather starts changing, how difficult is it to reach out here and connect these? You're not going to do it one-handed. So there you go. If it is raining, that's how quick it is to put the other door down. And then when you need to get out, you can reach up, release the line lock, take the door off that you want off, quickly roll it up out of your way, and get out. On a nice night, just run it with both doors open. That'll definitely help with the condensation. Easy in and out. Okay, that's the first unboxing setup tour of it. I'm gonna sleep in it tonight, see how it does, and come back to you in the morning with any condensation or any issues like that. It's 50-ish degrees right now, supposed to be down in the 30s tonight. So I imagine if it gets that cold, I'll probably end up with frost over condensation, but we'll see. See you guys in a few hours. And hear the dogs barking, they woke me up. Let's make us some coffee. At least my water didn't freeze solid, so there is that. It ended up being way colder last night than what they said. I ended up having to get up in the middle of the night and put my puffy jacket on. I have got a ton of frost inside the shelter with me, even though I slept with it completely open. It was just a cold, frosting night. After exactly one night in the Plex Solo, what do I think about it? I still think it's great. Had enough room that even though I was tossing and turning and moving around all night, never ended up against the sides. My feet weren't against the bottom of the tent. I did end up shifting towards the foot of the tent just from tossing and turning in the middle of the night. My X-Therm pad slides around on the bathtub floor really well. I mean, it doesn't take much and you can scoot around. I really like it. It reminds me a lot of the Gatewood Cape and Serenity net tent that I reviewed last year, but with more room. And see how you got room without getting out of the tent. If the doors were down, I would obviously still have room to cook. So I guess we'll do final thoughts on the tent. I really like the tent. Now, you saw me set it up. It took no time at all. It took me longer to move the camera around and tell you what I was doing than it did to actually set it up. And that was the first time. So, I mean, it's gonna get faster every time. I think it's gonna be a great shelter. I think it's gonna do wonderful on my upcoming through hike of the Ouachita Trail that I'm gonna be hitting next month. You know, if it's made by Zpacks and it's Dyneema tent, it's gonna be good. People take their duplex and through hike thousands and thousands of miles with it. I don't see why this wouldn't hold up any better. The only downside that I could see is that transparency issue if you're a modest person. If the sun's coming in from one side and someone is behind you on the other side, they could possibly see you getting undressed or whatever. But that's the only negative I could even kind of think of. With how much humidity we had and with how cold it got, I expected it to be frosty on the inside. So I mean, that's no surprise there. Super pleased with the new Plex Solo from Zpacks. After one night in the tent, would I choose this tent again? Yes, I would. It is one of their lightest offerings. It gives you plenty of room inside, not even counting the vestibule. You can see right now, I mean, if it was a light rain out, I'm well inside the tent, even with the doors open. If it was a light rain with very light wind, you wouldn't even have to close the doors. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. Keep an eye out for a head-to-head between the Zpacks Plex Solo and the Tarp Tent Pro Trail Lithium. That will be coming soon. Thank you guys. I appreciate you watching. Remember, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I am on Patreon. It's Arkansas Outdoors channel at Patreon. It's $3 a month. Every little bit helps. Every little bit goes back into the channel to get gear, to get stuff to review, just to do these videos for you guys. So every single Patreon member who is a member, thank you. Everybody who's not, please think about becoming a Patreon member. It really does help. Thank you guys, love you, and we'll see you later.